When I began raising capital for my startup business, I went to go talk to this venture capitalist who told me, Ashwini, I think you're going to raise a few $1 million for your company, and it's eventually going to sell for up to 50 to $70 million. Now, you're going to be really happy, your investors are going to be really happy, and I'm going to be really upset. So I wondered to myself, why did that make me upset? And I ended up asking myself the question, what is the goal with entrepreneurship? If the goal is just to create a small number of $1 billion companies, then venture capitalism works just fine. But if the goal is to spark something with more creativity and innovation, we need to find a different way to raise capital that can work with many different size companies. So in 2017, I went to this tech accelerator in San Francisco, and instead of focusing on venture capital, the main buzz was around newer ways to raise capital for smaller businesses. One idea among the founders was, what if we just pull together a small part of each of our companies and raise capital as a group? And at the time, it sounded completely unconventional. Startups usually compete for investment, they don't usually cooperate for it. So before we talked about it, it made no sense. But after we talked, it did. Every company ended up contributing around 10% of their businesses into this shared pool of equity, which we later turned into a digital tradable asset that investors could buy and sell. 6 months later, and four law firms later, in January 2018, we launched the first fund that nearly represented between 30 different companies. This new fund made headlines. So my favorite headline personally read, VCs read this and weep. Our fund was already naturally more diverse with 20% women and 50% international founders. Investors were much more excited about investing in this compared to venture capital. So, without the traditional middleman fees, they could get better returns and reinvest faster, potentially funding more ideas and funding more creativity and innovation. And this further creates a virtuous cycle of capital that allows many more entrepreneurs to succeed in startup.